How y'all doing? We're here. I thought I'd just jump on an astro chat. I hope you're all doing well. We have a lot of energies. I wanted to get into the chat though specifically and just talk with you guys and see how you're doing with these transits. It's just a little bit of nighttime tarot, but we don't have the cards here right now. So, you know, it's very, very hectic on astral right now. There's a lot going on. And we'll probably jump on 48 hours at some point and chat more about the particularities of these transits. And we'll do a bonus read for the 48-hour members. Thank you guys so much for joining members, for tuning in. And maybe we'll pull up. No, the ephemeris is over on the other side. So I'll wait for some people to come into the room here. So we do have a really strong focus on a lot of different energies. Yeah, I really want to see how you guys are feeling. 7 people in the room. Hey. It's a moment of silence. Silence astro. Everybody is shy. Here, don't be a shy boy. I don't know. Hey, Michael. Hey, guys. How are y'all doing? Hello, hello. How's everyone here? It's clearing around. Never been so quiet in an astro chat. Kind of didn't want to distract from the recent readings we've been posting about Mercury and Cancer. But, yeah. Oh, that's good, Michael. Lovely. Good to hear that. Oh, good, Hannah. Lovely. Cool. Oh, that's so nice. You guys feel like it's like a time of reunions, like getting in touch with old friends? For some, I'm hearing followers. Interesting. Cool. Tell me more. You met a soul sister? Yeah, there's a lot coming. Very exciting. On Sunday, we will update what's happening between you and this person the next 10 days. Cool. Hey. So we that'll be up most likely on Sunday. And we'll do, again, 48 hours. We'll do members. And then we'll be on vacation, guys. So thanks for tuning in, for your support, for your patience as well with the readings. Let's back it up, clear the throat chakra. There are a few more privates that still have yet to be dispatched. So within the next few days. At max, most likely tomorrow, max. Hannah says, we came together for some energy healing, and turns out I had remembered her mom from a dream a couple months back. She remembered me too. Wow. Interesting. Let's backtrack around, Doja. Hey, Eileen. So, okay, Raven, it's a light. It's a light. Yeah, it's not an orb. It's not like a, Like a, yeah. It's just an orb light. So. Well, guys. It's raining really hard here. Yeah. That's funny. Wow. Wow. So, you know the strangest thing? Everyone is saying they're having dreams of Elon Musk. And you guys hear what happened? Listen, I'm not into the news. Let's backtrack. But, I mean, it's weird to have a 1-hour dream and then today, just interesting. Anyways. Can you hear the brain? Oh. So yeah, guys, of course, you know, you want to keep up with your physical balance as well, you know, the health routines. Hopefully we'll start doing more videos about health and natural healing. I feel like I kind of want to get on a reading on the general channel, but let's backtrack. Where does everyone live? What's everyone's ASL? Hey, Maddie. What's up, guys? You live in Australia? You're in Maryland? So, what do you guys feel about what's going on in the cities? Feeling like what do you feel about where you guys live? You feel like the cities are really dense? Let's back it up to the sugar. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, what do you feel? Yeah, right? What do you feel about, yeah, it's dense, very dense here in DC. What? You had what? Interesting. What's going on? Fatima, something about your social circles. I don't know what that's alluding to, but let's just go through. Bernadette, hey! I literally was like gonna say, is Bernadette in the room? Hey, Bernadette. Let's back it up here to our chocolate. Brown. So, yeah. Where do you live, Bernadette? Colorado. Wow, I've never been. Never been to Colorado. So yeah, guys, in like the next few days I'll be on vacation. Hopefully I'll still have time to jump on and do, you know, readings every now and then. It'll be so awesome. You know what I mean? Thanks, guys. Raven says, I don't want to go out socially, but I have to. Can you tell us more? Yeah, Hannah, I really want to start making those health videos. Of course, you know, bacteria's consciousness, your gut health is prime, very important, is really a strong link to the brain. The gut-brain axis is definitely happening, is relevant, and so I want to talk more about that. And definitely always, though, talk to a practitioner, but if you're looking to address your overall health, definitely want to research on gut bacteria. Yeah, so the gut bacteria is important. Interesting. So, yeah, like my guides have had me just sort of like on like a mini walk down. Like, I'm just gonna start calling it that. Every so often, you know, like tried to like go out today and like yesterday and like, nope, they did not want me out there. And it was just like, yeah, so you guys have that where like you just feel like it's not destined for you to leave the house, and then it's like you try and then it's like all this stuff is happening. And so hey, you know, they must be doing something. And we did mention, you know, yeah, we do have these reptilians. They're definitely on their way in some way here. We just got an alert. We just got a flash flood warning. Did you hear it? It was like beeping right when and it said until 4:44 a.m. You must have gotten it, whoever's in DMV. Whoa, the timing on that. Yeah, so there's something going on, you know. They're definitely getting these waves. Definitely want to keep up on your binaural beats. And yeah, the energy is very dense and sticky. Like sometimes I just can't even like walk on the streets. It's just it's like, nah, not because I can't, but because it's just like my guy. It's not. It's like the weather is not good. It's like there are times when like there's a full on like, you know, yeah, they got these dispatches of vibrations that are just. It's like, why? Why go out when it's like pouring reptilian? Let's clear down the right side line. Root chakra, love and light, you know, all are one. In a way, we'll say. In a sense, all are one. Light, dark, you know, but you gotta be smart and have boundaries. How many of you experience that? Oh yeah, Nicole, no, these are, yeah, you're behind, you'll see. So, yeah, exactly, Raven. It's something like that. It's like, it's just not, yeah. So, and sometimes I'm like, oh, but I really want to, like, get out, no. It's like they have, like, a tether on me. This is how I feel sometimes. Like a, what are those things called? Yeah, you know what I mean. Like the baby leash. But it's protective. And I gotta listen, you know. It's like those moments. It's like, I should listen to my intuition. But yeah, it must be the Mars in Taurus at very early degrees and Mercury in early stages of Gemini. Now, yeah, I mean, this is gonna be a time where we're definitely also, you know, asserting more strongly, and we're just kind of taking time to really recalibrate. And so you may find that you want private time, you know. It's like we have to let the cast set. And some people obviously are also going to naturally challenge the changes you're making in your life. And so, you know, if you're feeling like, I just don't want to talk to so-and-so today, you know, it's like, we tend to get very caught up in this like humanity grid, you know, where it's like, oh, like as a human I'm supposed to be like this or like that or like, you know, very like extremely like, and I definitely obviously again talk to a practitioner, but as a lay worker moving through ascension, it's necessary to have your alone time. It really is very important. And you know, because maybe talking to like, you know, so and so or doing this or that can kind of like derail you. And that's why sometimes we feel this like feeling of pressure, like we just don't want to talk to so and so, we don't want to go here or want to do that. But then there is this like even say logical sort of reasoning, like, well, why wouldn't you want to do that? You know, like even like this, the, how do we say it? Like the human devil's advocate. It's like, no, but like you know, so it's, if you're feeling like you want to take time to also, I'm hearing separate, you know, obviously talk again to your practitioner, your health practitioner before making any major lifestyle decisions, but you know, spending time alone can really help you calibrate energetically, frequentially. Let's back it up here in the throat. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it, Raven. Raven says, I feel like I am restricted to an area. That's like that's how yeah. So it is grid work, I'm assuming, yeah. I knew I should have stayed home when I had to. Wow. So we're gonna get on this like in 48 hours as well. On members, we're gonna chat about the astrology that's upcoming. Because, you know, the moon is in, I believe it's Virgo. Scorpio, sorry, Scorpio. And so we just moved over the cusp today of Libra and Scorpio. So, and we had a void of course. So it's always a little awkward, yeah. And the moon in Scorpio. Let's back it up in the throne, the sacral. You know, let's back it up again. Yeah, some of you, you know, you may have people who are just, they're just, I don't know why I keep hearing prejudice. It's like, but it's not, it's something on an energetic level. It's like they're resisting your growth. And it's awkward because you can't even put your finger on it. But, and so, yeah. But these are important experiences, like when you, let's say, do go out or you do hang out with someone and then you end up having, you know, you didn't listen to your intuition and then you have some sort of weird energy come through, or you end up feeling, you know, kind of like off. It's helpful because that helps you understand what is actually in alignment with your system. Oh, I'm glad you. Yeah, that's how I feel too, Raven. Oftentimes, and we chat about this a lot on the channel. Usually when there is, what are your placements? Usually when there's like a transit of a planet, several planets, the energy is just too wacko. Like, and people are just like out of their minds living light, but yeah. I mean, yeah. And so with the Neptune retro, Jupiter's about to go retrograde, guys. This is going to be big. We'll talk more about this as well. If you want to share, Raven, your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars. Oh. How do you guys feel about your dating life? What's going on with that so-called dating? It's like, what is dating these days? But yeah, if you want to share, like just a campfire nighttime, nightgown, astro chat. Personally, like, and this should not sway you, like, if you are dating or if you are thinking of that, but personally, it's like, I'm not seeing, like, the advantages of really, like, the allure of being in a relationship with another person right now, you know? How do you guys feel about that? Like, are you as light workers who are on a very, you know, I'm assuming more or less you're on an ascension path, are you feeling like it's to your advantage to be in a relationship? Like, how are you feeling with that as well? Yes, interesting. Oh my god, San Diego. Let's go into our chakra. Personally, like, yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, something about California is very slow. Very, very stagnating a little bit. San Diego, I find to be very stagnating, but that's okay. I mean, some people love San Diego. Some people, yeah, it's all about what you love. But not confident about having a relationship. What do you want to say more? Anna, yeah. Raven says, at this point, the relationship is advantage, but I am outgrowing it. Oh, interesting. How many of you have gotten out of him? Yeah, well, let's put it, this Pluto retro and Saturn retro is gonna, it's this huge purging, and, like, yeah, interesting. Like, you want to be more, maybe, reclusive, more in your energy space. Let's put it in the back, possibly. Is that the case, Fatima? Oh, man. Yeah, well, love and light to all, and, you know, not all man like all man, but there are all kinds of experiences, and everybody is going through their, you know, even, like, we'll say, like, reality checks, like, whoa, like, as a Neptune retros, like, those have a lot of Pisces, like, how many of you have a lot of Pisces in your chart? Like, where's your Pisces at? It's kind of like, we're just kind of seeing it like, you know, I don't really think that makes sense to me, you know? Maybe I thought that was it. It's not, you know? For some of you, maybe you're dealing with someone, like, you thought that they really cared about you. I'm hearing that as well. Like, that you guys really resonated, and then you're just like, actually, I don't think it's gonna be hitting that high point, that high note. And you start to kind of want to invest in other things. And, you know, just be aware, though, that as you clear those cords, when you make that shift, that's felt. So when you, like, you know, decide to align with another, I'm hearing also future, people do feel that. They feel it when you're releasing them. And so, yeah. They may kind of, you know, want to reconnect, and that's usually why, like, right when you're, like, releasing something, that thing comes back, and it's usually also to test how strongly, you know, the universe is like, how badly are you really here? Like, you really want to, like, jump levels? Like, are you just jumping for fun? You know, it's like, you really want to shift your vibration, you know, so it's a matter of your intention. Staying grounded is, yeah, super important. During this transit. So, where is Pisces in everyone's charts? Oh, you have a Mars? Oh, wow. Pisces moon is intense. How is that? Pisces sun? Oh, your Pisces sun and moon? Sun and Mars? Sun and Venus? Interesting. North Node. My sister has a Venus in Pisces. How do you think the Pisces North Node plays out? People find that I'm very Capricorn. Like, I've met so many people who are like, they think I'm a Capricorn. And that's my North Node. So, you know, sometimes it's like it may be that we unconsciously take on our North Node energies as well. I do have a stellium in Capricorn as well that can be a factor, but the North Node is, I wonder if it's like over time, you know, you sort of become more in resonance with the frequency. I know that personally, like, I don't resist the Capricorn. I gravitate towards the Capricorn energy more than, let's say, Yeah, but it's interesting because they say that the south node usually tends to be the energy that you're more so-called comfortable in. So, but I am definitely still working on my Capricorn energy, which is, you know, so like I can see where sometimes that energy is something that it's like unfamiliar, uncomfortably attractive for myself to build out. I'm not talking about just in a relationship, but just with myself, right? Because sometimes, and that's the thing, let's backtrack, clear ground. In the throat chakra, we may tend to get very like fixated, or like we become very attracted to, it can be the energies associated with our north node in other people. And we could even become like obsessed, wherein it's not really even about that person. They're more mirroring or reflecting that energy for yourself, and how you create that energy with your own story for yourself and within yourself. So let's back it up, clear it first. Let's clear the energy. Pisces moon. Yeah, how do you do that? Oh my god, Pisces moon. That's intense. Embracing Capricorn is enough. Pisces moon. What's everybody's moon sign here? I feel like something that would help, like if you get triggered by people you meet, is to really focus, or in relationships, is to look at your north node energy. Your north node. Let's back it up, put it there, chakra. Let's back it up again, clear it, third eye. Oh, interesting. I'm a Libra rising in Vedic. Aries moon. Wow. Let's back it up. Interesting. Am I the only Sagittarius moon? Scorpio moon is so intense. I feel like every time I meet like someone with a Scorpio moon, it's like you're walking into an audit. This is like the feeling. Yeah, I am a Sag moon. Before I knew my birth time, I rectified it. Like because I was on the cusp. Like I read both. Actually, in Vedic, I'm a Scorpio moon. Anyways, but yeah, I was rectifying, and I was like, nah, I'm not a Scorpio moon. But I am very Scorpionic, but I know I'm not a Scorpio moon. So it was kind of interesting. And then I rectified it. What do you guys think about Scorpios? Since we don't have any in the chat, you know. No, we probably have a few. More than a few, yeah. They're just sitting back. You guys find Scorpio scary? Let's clear it down the back. That's good. Doing your homework. Yeah, it's definitely good to have, you know. Oh no, we shouldn't be scared of anyone, of course. At the end of the day, jokes aside, but they can be kind of freaky. That energy can be very like it depends. Like I feel like Scorpio energy can become very pointed. You know, it's like I feel like that's the one energy you can pick out so easily. That and Gemini. I feel like Gemini energy and Scorpio energy, and even Capricorn is very, very kind of, yeah, even Taurus. I feel like Taurus is a very easy energy to pick out. I feel like, yeah. London G says, my Scorpio moon works with my Capricorn sun. I'm good. It's like they just pack their luggage. They're like all good on their own. Listen, I just don't deal with anyone. It's just me and myself, and I'm just doing me with my Capricorn sun, and then I got my Scorpio moon heels on, and I'm just like, what sign are your lashes, girl? But yeah. That sounds nice. Sheesh. Capricorn sun, Scorpio moon. Do people get like kind of scared of you? You must be very like sort of self-sufficient, you know, type. Where's the Cancer in your chart? I feel like, yeah, but anyone here have Venus in Scorpio? It's kind of the throat chakra. Everyone is scared of Scorpio. Interesting. Yeah, it is, right, Aldo? I swear it's like a Scorpio moon tonight. Yeah, Scorpio moon tonight. Whoa, how is Venus in Scorpio? Sag sun. I feel like, okay, well, that's so loud. Jupiter is also, I just hit a falsetto just talking about Jupiter. I feel like Sag energy also is pretty, like, easy to spot out. What is Venus in Scorpio like? Is that kind of like, what is that like? Like, I am already, like, my Mars is in Gemini in the 8th house. In the 8th house. Like, that's kind of like, I guess, having, like, kind of like a Mars in Scorpio. That can get hard. That can get hard. What is a Venus in Scorpio like? From your perspective, I'm curious to hear from you guys. Scorpio. How you guys describe it. Scorpio chakra. Back it up. Scorpio and Jupiter. Oh, yeah. Is that challenging? Because Scorpio is very scrutinizing in a way, energy. Jupiter is this expansive, you know? It's kind of like, let's look at all the possibilities. I'm sure you would be really great with something that would need investigation or even something with finances. Like, even auditing, even law. I'm hearing that. Whoever, Summer. Was it you, Summer? You said, yeah, Scorpio and Jupiter and Pluto. Jupiter and Scorpio and Pluto and Scorpio. Are they conjunct? In something like in analysis or analytics, analyst work. Just back it up, put it on the back. But yeah, who knows? So many factors that play in the birth chart. Venus and Leo. Wow. What do you guys think about Leo energy? Leo season is, not too far away. I feel like this is going to be an interesting, very interesting Leo season. I took that as literal. Ashley, when you said depends on the type of Leo, asleep or awake, I took it literally. Like, I was imagining like a Leo sleeping and a Leo awake. Maybe that means I gotta sleep. But yeah. That's interesting. It's a good way to put it. Hey, Mimi. Victoria. It's very politically sort of neutral correct. I'll just like imply it, you know? I feel like Leos love attention. Do you have a lot of Libra, Victoria? Victoria? That's so funny. Fatima says, a Leo not getting enough sleep is cranky. Let's back it up, chakra. What about Aries? What about Gemini? We're like talking about, we're talking like as if like we've never talked about astrology. But yeah, I don't know, it's fun. Like it's like guided. I feel like Spirit wants to talk about this. What do you think about Geminis? Have you guys ever seen like two Leos go at it? Like when you can like actively see like one person's Leo like holding like ram horns with another against another's Leo. It's pretty hard to have like two strong Leos in the room. Back it up. Aries moon, Gemini rising. Oh my god, you must have a lot of energy. Very like hyperactive, lots of energy, like interactive. I'm seeing something about a spider here. I don't know what that was going to do. Maybe I should close my window. It's raining outside. Spiders. Bernadette. It's like we connecting the dots like spider, Bernadette. Okay, that's an inside joke. For those of you who were at that one live chat, I think it was an Aries video. Just close the window, guys. Sorry, Spidey Whiteys. You can crawl up on the balcony of the people. Somewhere. Find a tree. Find a tree of some kind. So yeah, guys. Let's back it up. You guys like the moon gazer lights? Sitch. What we got going on in here? Kind of miss the sound of the rain though. But yeah. It's gonna bring some buggy wuggies in. I don't know what kind of toddler astro chat. We're not even talking astro at that point, but maybe we are, you know? Spiders can be I mean, yeah, it's all related, right? It's like that one time I was channeling in Okinawa and that tarantula crawled around the corner of the wall in the Okinawa hotel. You guys remember that? I literally have a video of that. Like, it was a full-blown, it was a Nigel moment, but like a shrieking Nigel. I was like, oh my, I was screaming. I was like filming this thing. I wasn't screaming, but like, oh my god, I thought it was a spider. I looked up on the ceiling and I'm gonna start getting weird. The sensations. It curved me. Oh my god. It was like skirt. It was like as if it was on like a racetrack, like a wall track. It was just going like fast. Yeah. I'll never forget it because I was so creeped. I was so scared. And then I like called the it was like that, guys. Look on the wall. Anyways, who was it? Who said they're from Aussie? Probably like spooning with one as we speak, right? They have some pretty big animals out there, but yeah, it was a very intense channeling, and I mean, and it was the minute I put the pen down, I turn and I just see this thing. Oh my god. But yeah, Scorpio is related. I got a lot of 8th house energy. So, and then I called, and the lady came and she put it, yeah, so she didn't like hurt him, but maybe. Listen, in that hotel, someone said I happened to change my hotel bed because I was in the hostel. I was literally like living in the hostel, guys, for like, I mean, a while. And but it was weird because I feel like that spider timed it. And the fact I wasn't even facing the corner. It was like the minute I turned, then he turned. Whoa. All right, you guys get it? You see it? Anyways, moving on to this is also strange. So, and he came from the bathroom, the side of the bathroom. Anyways, okay. Oh my god. Ticket prices to Okinawa just going down right now. All right. No, Okinawa was lovely, but anywho's, relatively my experiences were really lovely there. Relatively, there is a sadness there, sad energy. But anyways, let's get back to it. Yeah, in certain parts of the city, there's a very dense, sad energy. But overall, I mean, I left. I spent some time there, and I literally went back because I just felt such a strong connection. Oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna cry. I don't know, guys. Like, I have this really strong connection to Okinawa. And guys, like, even Japan overall. Remember that time I was crying at the full moon in Pisces reading? And then I, like, was talking about those people I met, those kind souls, those kindred spirits in Tokyo. Who was in that one video? Anyways. So, now, and then, I was staying in this hostel. And I was staying in, like, a little bed, with a little curtain. And I was there for like 2 months. And then one day I'm like, you know what? I feel like I want to just change like to maybe a room one time. And so I changed. It was in the same hotel. And that night, supposedly there was a snake that went into the hostel. And I was like, so I got the spider, they got the snake. It happened to be. So yeah. Let's back it up. But yeah, and that night, that night I was in the hotel room. I was like channeling, and I was writing like furiously all these like messages, from the spirit, and I was doing drawings as well. And and I had to like slow down like on astral because it was getting so like those moments when you feel like you're like you're fully like off the grid almost, like you're astral traveling, you're way out there. And then that was when like I put the pen down and then I just turn and then I see behind me the wall. Oh god. I just turned and I see. Oh man. But so yeah, it's like they wanted to make themselves known. And all during my time in Japan, spirit was a very heavy presence. They were communicating to me all throughout. Anytime I was like freaked out, like I would see 4-4 everywhere. Let's back it up, clear throat chakra. Let's back it up, clear throat chakra. Let's clear it to the back. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you that. After I heard that there was a snake in someone's hostel, I did not stay at the hostel anymore. From then on, I was staying at the hotel. I took it as a sign. So yeah, usually like spirit will communicate like when it's time to like leave, certain like places, like they'll bring up certain phenomenon, like, the time I saw the Portuguese man of war in Hawaii, like, and I was there for like 3 months, and spirit was like, now it's time to get out, the first time I saw this in a lagoon, I saw like I was gonna say an octopus, what's it called, you guys know, they sting, jellyfish. It was like it looked like a floating piece of neon blue plastic, and they're not supposed to be in the lagoon. And I was swimming there for like 3 months. And then, yep, that day I was like, you know what, that's it. It's time to go. And then we went to Japan. So we just went to Japan after that. And then the whole channeling. Let's back it up. So Yeah, it's kind of freaky. Like, I was looking at it, like, what is that? It looked like something was just, yeah, and everyone was like, I thought it was maybe snorkel gear from the kids who were in the lagoon. There's some people floating around. They weren't floating. Well, they were snorkeling. So they were swimming around. And, so then I was like, no. And then I swam back. I'm like, that's a jellyfish. And I started swimming so fast back to the shore. And then I Googled, like, I took my phone out and I was searching blue. I was like, is there a neon blue, jellyfish? And there is. It's called Portuguese man of war. Whoa. So. But yeah, guys, like, there is a sadness in Okinawa. And something, even in the water, like, something. Have you guys ever been there? It's a very, very, a lot of spirits there. Bernadette. Maybe Bernadette, you're behind at the part with the spider. Whoa. Oh my god. I just got shivers. Do you guys see that? Oh my god. It's because I'm pulling on my hair. I don't know. Whoa. Ooh. I'm gonna send the spider your way, Bernadette. Oh dear. Hey guys. Hey Susie. So yeah. What about your astrocartography, guys? Are you familiar with the lines? What? One time we were in Portugal and we were driving along, we were like going through the coast, and we arrived at this little seaside village, and my sister, she started to get this like weird, like intense, like feeling like come over her kind of vibe. And we were like, what's going on? And she was like, I just feel this like really like suddenly like freaked out sad feeling, like a really like uncomfortable, like sad, like anxiousness even, and kind of like even agitated, kind of sensitive. And we're like, what? And I was like, I need to look at her astro chart cartography map. And I look and I see she's got like some pretty spooky lines going through there, right where we were moving through. And so, how you guys have any experiences with your astrocartography? Like any particular places? Have you guys actually traveled your astrocartography map? Like any places that you go, like you have very particular experiences, or very intense energies that you feel? Oh. Let's back it up, clear throat from her. Check it out. Check out your astrocartography. You can like literally see your birth chart on a map. It's really cool. Yeah. That'll take you down a rabbit hole, Joey. Enjoy. It's really cool stuff to look into your astro chart. Let's back it up. Let's back it up. I'm very curious about Greece. I'm very curious about Morocco, Turkey, Istanbul. Egypt. I feel like Spirit is like holding off like Greece for some reason. Oh, I'm so curious about Sevilla. Guys, Seville. Let's back it up, clear the throat chakra. Back it up. Definitely like past life energy. Oh my god. I feel like if I were to go to Sevilla, I wouldn't come back. Like I just wouldn't want to leave. I almost visited, but then I was like with my family and we had like very limited time. And then yeah, everyone was like, oh, it's gonna be too hot. I was like, I really want to go. Like personally, like I feel like I would love it. We visited Barcelona. We went to Portugal, right? Lisbon, that area. Yeah, I'm really like drawn. A few months back, I had like a whole like escapade on Astral with like, wait, this is totally related to Salem. I almost said Salem. Isn't that a place? Alicia, are you in the chat? We were talking about this. How Salem is a place also in Jerusalem. Interesting. Jerusalem. Oh, my heart chakra. Whew. Whoa, it feels pressure in the heart chakra. So we had done this whole like channeling with like Salem and something about someone from Spain. So you guys remember that? And Glastonbury. He's seeing something about that. You're seeing that, London? Interesting. Yeah, where do you guys see me? It's interesting. Let's back it up. Where do you guys kind of see? I'm curious about Madrid. Is it like Milan? But yeah, like there's something about. You remember that, Maudie? Oh my god. Let's back it up. Let's back it up. Let's back it up. Anyone have any visions? 222. It's clear in the heart chakra. Yeah, some of you may make friends when you do travel. I know. Ugh, I couldn't make it last time. It was just, yeah, I was so close. Like, I had the opportunity. I was like, maybe I should, like, just go. My sister was, like, down with COVID. Like, she wasn't feeling good. She was sick. And, so-called COVID. And she, talking in terms of ascension, she was having massive like awakenings. Okay, we'll call it. She was having like, well, she'll speak for herself, I'll say, but she was having her activations, we'll say, and so she couldn't go, and we were gonna go, and then it just didn't happen. So, and I could have gone on my own, but like that day my battery's so low, and yeah. Right, it's still there. People say it's like they have super awakenings when they go to Salem. Let's back it up to clear throat chakra. I love Italy, yeah. Fatima, you say you see Spain, Italy, and France. I'm curious about, yeah, definitely like maybe southern Spain. Well, yeah, that just came out. Okay, yeah, but I feel like my guides really want me in Spain at some point. Who is it? Austin Tarot. He mentioned something about Spain. He said he saw me in Spain or something like that. So, and but southern France. Remember? Oh, we were talking about Salem for like an hour, over like 2.5 hours. And then all of a sudden I picked someone out of like the chat. I was like, let's start talking about like astro. I'll read your birth chart. This woman comes into the chat, or this individual will say comes into the chat. She was like, here's my birth information. I put her info. She said she was born somewhere in India. I look on the map. I look on the map when I'm putting in her city. It says freaking Salem, India, right next to the city she put. I was like, what? Oh my gosh. Oh my god. It was so interesting. Yeah. Definitely a sign. For some reason, Spirit is like strategically, like, I guess, timing it. Very similar to Greece for some reason. Like, because I almost went to Greece and then it was like, I didn't. And then I ended up going to DC instead. Spirit was like, nah, we need you to like hang and chill with the reptiles for a quick sec. Then we'll get you over yonder. I don't know. We'll see. Isn't that so interesting? Wow, I mean, yeah. I'm hearing butter. Something about butter. Aldo says, imagine not channeling in Spanish. LOL. Spaneling. I would be spaneling. Wow. I would like to channel in Italian even. Guys, I used to be fluent. I used to be super fluent in Italian. Yeah. Maybe I could like pick it up real quick, you know, again. But I was thinking like maybe I could do like, you know, an Italian reading or something. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah. So but you know what's so interesting? One time my sister, she did a reading for me when I came to DC in like the very beginning of when I first visited. And she started talking in Spanish. She started talking with a Spanish accent. I'm hearing Eritrean, but it was Spanish. And she was like, I don't know why I'm talking like that. It was like she like didn't she couldn't like she couldn't stop too, kind of vibe. Like, and then I went to Spain and I got a cactus. You remember the little cactus? Its name was Esmeralda. You remember that? Let's back it up, clear throat sugar. Anyways, and then it spiked her, and she couldn't get the spike out of her finger. How many of you go way back to those readings? Let's back it up. Let's back it up. So yeah, and she was speaking like with like a Barcelona accent. It wasn't just like a Spanish accent. It was a very you could tell like it was something like a dialect. So yeah. Yeah, I'm hearing Etruscan. I'm hearing that. But yeah, guys, I'm obsessed with like Sicily. Not much has changed. It's like I feel it's cool. I feel like every so often it's like we travel the Silk Road and then we chill and we like exchange stories like not much has changed. It's like, yeah, went to and fro, sold some gold, bought some robes, swapped some saffron for some cinnamon. What about you? But yeah, guys, I love Sicily. For some reason, like every time I'm talking about these stories, it doesn't feel old to me. Oh shoot, guys, the phone is gonna die. The phone is gonna die. Give me a sec. But yeah, can you guys imagine if we were channeling in Spain? That'd be kind of cool. That would be so fun, actually. Where's the charger? That would be. It's a vibe. Can you guys feel the vibe when I travel? Like when I was in Massachusetts, the vibe was different. You guys tell me, was it? Hey guys, we're back. The phone died there. Got another flash flood warning. Yeah, Sicily is so different. Sicily is like such a composition of all of cultures, I feel. And it's true because they had so many conquests, like, right? They have like Arab influence, they have Lombardian influence, Spanish influence, they have French influence. It's like, I just felt so at home there. You been to Spain, Mimi? Really? Wait, Aldo. Okay, you probably found me on YouTube, but when I was on, okay, I had my Instagram before. I'm not on there anymore, but, in terms of personals, but, like personal account, but, I was totally, like, following someone named Aldo, I think it was. Oh, okay, I got it, Mimi, I am. Yes. Let's back it up in the throat chakra. Let's back it up. Interesting. Yeah. It's funny because your profile looks similar. I don't know, maybe even your last name is the same. Interesting. Yeah, so far these days I only do Twitter, so Instagram's getting a little too weird. The vibes are like getting kind of strange. Wow. Maudie. Very interesting. I did a live in Korea. Let's back it up, clear it again. Yeah, it was in South Korea. I did like a few lives. Actually, I didn't do lives in Japan though. Yeah, I did 1 or 2 in Korea though. Only. Yeah. So. You guys are so lovely. This is so fun. Nice to chat with you guys here and catch up on the vibes in low-key form, we'll say. Yeah. But, maybe we will do some astro chats while we're on the road. Ooh. I fucking am obsessed with Korea. However, it was so hard to integrate. Like, but there's something, you know, the minute that I landed into Korea, when I was on the train, the train takes you from the airport to the center of the city. It takes like an hour and a half or something. I was on this train. The minute I was on the train, I start freaking Spirit starts talking, like channeling the history of like Korea, all this stuff about China coming through. I'm like, what? It's all this like I think I got a lot of past lives there. In Korea specifically, I felt very comfortable, very very comfortable. I love Korea. Seoul is just like this metropolis type. It's like very similar to New York. It feels like a hodgepodge of like New York, Europe, France. Let's back it up, clear it throughout chakra. I'm really curious about London, but I don't know in terms of like the vibe, you know, like is London like a warm city? Do you guys find that it's like a warm city? You know? So yeah. But Japan has its vibe too. But I feel like I honestly could have stayed in Korea for like evers and evers. But the one thing is the air quality is, it's just not doable. Like I started to get sinus irritation. You know, like I started to feel really like, yeah, kind of uncomfortable. Like this was before Corona. I had to wear a mask all the time, and it's everyone, yeah. And like you go home, you wipe your face down, and like the cotton ball's like yellow because of the air quality. So let's back it up, clear the throat. What about the Philippines? That's coming through. I have like a conglomerate of lines going through. I think it's right around some. I think it's even Bali. I don't know. Bernadette says, "Let me know how you say spider in Italian, so I know what's up in reading." Oh wow! Oh my god, Bernadette. May marshmallow be burning in this campfire. Fire. That night, that one reading was funny. Oh my god, I'll never forget that. But yeah. So, gotta churn it. What were you saying? Oh, you're from London, Susie? Ah, interesting. Let's back it up, clear the throat chakra. I speak Italian. I speak a little bit of French. I speak some Latin. I'm speaking, you know, some English, some Farsi. And that's about it, I guess. But I really am wanting to learn some Turkish. For a period of time, I was really into that. And then I wanted to really learn some Japanese, Korean. Yeah, but I kind of like forgot my Italian, guys. Like, it's kind of sad, man. It's like, well, it's a period in life. Like, I guess it's like a muscle, you know? I could get back into it if I, you know, really get back into it, but it was a vibe. Like, when I was living in Sicily, like, you know, I was speaking Italian to practically everybody. I was really practicing it, and then I spent a year there. I went to school, I was working there, worked for a company there, and everything was like really integrated. So it was quite the experience. But these days, you know, I'm not really using it, so. Sarah says, hell yeah, I love Turkish TV. Yeah, sounds like a lot of the readings, to be quite honest. A lot of it's like a freaking Turkish soap opera drama. Oh my god. It's like the Turkish, like, Dr. Phil. Wait, I think he's... Oh no, it's Dr. Oz. But yeah. It's like his Turkish twin. Interesting. Let's back it up. Clear throat chakra. You know some Farsi? Interesting, Jen. I'll say Jean. June. You remember it? Oh man. Let's backtrack. Let's back it up. Clear throat chakra. Turkish is like interesting. You know, I actually started to learn it, and then it was kind of very similar to Farsi. And then I was like, man, is this gonna start getting me like confused with Farsi? I didn't want to dilute my Farsi, so kind of like dropped it for a period of time. Some time. Interesting. Hebrew. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan when I was younger. My parents, not that you guys are asking those, but my parents were like wondering if I wanted to maybe go to Hebrew school, and I was like really turned off. Like I really I didn't like that there was a whole like regimen, and like it was Hebrew school plus you're learning Hebrew, and then it's also like, and I was just like, I didn't, because yeah, I don't know, it was something about it. I just didn't like the whole like rules thing, you know? Like they were very much like, we have to do this like that and that like that, and I wasn't really liking it. So I ended up not learning Hebrew, I guess, until this point. We'll see. But interesting, astrology is very strongly tied to Hebrew, apparently. A lot of the words are very similar, like yod is finger in Hebrew. Finger of God is what the alignment is in astrology. The two in conjunctions that connect. The isosceles triangle, is it? So, but yeah. Never been to the Israel region. Never been there. But I've had a lot of synchronicities and signs come through, where like I've met strangers who would just like took me by the hand, looked in my eyes, held eye contact for like 4 seconds, and was like, promise me you're gonna go to Israel. Like, and this is a stranger. Like, you know how many times that's happened? And then I go somewhere, and then I look up and I see there's like an advertisement, something about Israel. I'm like, what? So, but yeah. Eventually, you know, traveling a lot of parts, we'll say a lot of parts of the world. Everything is interesting, and it has its interesting sides to it. Let's back it up, clear the throat chakra. But I have this affinity to Morocco. Anyways. Interesting. Yeah. Like, in terms of, like, affinity, I feel really, really drawn to Sevilla. Like, and I feel like that's a place where I know that if I were to go, I probably am. I feel like it's being held off on because I'm meant to be here longer in DC for a bit of time. I feel like Sevilla is gonna be something down the line, and most likely longer term, which is so funny because Austin's tarot said he like made that prediction, or however he's like, I see you living in Spain, something like that. So, yeah, guys, we'll keep you posted. We'll keep us posted. Yeah, DC needs some assistance. And you know what is like so strange, guys? Like, I'm not a religious person, but I keep meeting religious people. And this has been a theme, like, for so long. And like, I am not, I have nothing. I'm not, I mean, yeah. And like all kinds of religions, which is very interesting as well. Can you guys imagine me in Spain? Oh my god, Mimi. Interesting. Whoa. Okay. Okay, you literally just said, Lyndon says, there's a guy named Remington, and I immediately thought of that song. I'm like, hey, what's up, hello? 1838. How does it go? 1638. Whatever that song is. That could be a message, whatever that year is. Let's back it up. What do you guys think about, not to get like religious and all that, but have you guys had experience with, what do you guys think about dating people who are so-called religious? Personally, like, I feel like I'm drawn for some reason to, and not because I'm religious, like, it's the regimen, like, I don't know. The fact that you stick to something, I find that very interesting. But it's like, I'm not religious. It's like weird. It's kind of interesting. Why you speak French? Sarah, l'amour et la lumière. So interesting. You guys talking in French. Oh my god, there's one Astro 1738 song. Wait, really? Which one was that? Personally, like, yeah. I really want to talk about this. Like, I really want to talk about this, but at the same time, like, you know, it's very tempting to talk about this. The one, Mimi, wow, what memory. Okay, the one with all the romantic songs. Yeah. That's so interesting. Okay, Sarah says, I'm spiritual, but I come off religious. I like, it's something like that because it's like, I don't consider my, like, yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah. But like, I keep meeting like religious people. Like, very religious, relatively. I don't know. But, let's back it up. That reading, Mimi. Okay, that's a message, yeah. Mimi, which reading was it with the cancer? You remember where they were in London on the eye? What is it called? Susie, you're from London, right? Or who was it earlier? Who was it? Susie. Someone here from London. What is it called? I want to call it the magic eye. You're dating a religious man. I see. What do you think? How does that, like, I personally, like, I've always kept an open mind, you know? I really want to talk about this. I want to talk about, like, let's clear it to the back. The London eye. You're calling it the magic eye. What the heck? I'm hearing the magic school bus. That could be a message. I don't know. But yeah, a November, December reading. Okay, got it. So yeah, that reading was so. I'll never forget that reading. I feel like that's coming up now. Got it. I really want to talk about this. Like, even just, like, as friends, you know? But, anyways, maybe another time. But yeah, it's this moon in Scorpio. It wants us to get just deep all the way through. You guys hear my voice? Oh my god, I'm like croaking. I'm like Croquette the frog. Ugh, it's because of I've been doing the readings like a lot. Monty says, it depends on how the person practices. If it's in love, I respect that for sure. Yeah, you know, unfortunately, like, I'm not gonna speak against, like, all of everyone who's religious, but, like, personally, man, I'm on the verge. I really want to talk about this, but maybe another time. I really want to, let's clear it on the right side line. Let's clear the pressure. That's the thing, yeah. Marty says, if there's judgment, no. Anyone here feel like taboo? Like, I've always tried to keep an open mind, you know, in general, even in terms of, like, so-called meeting people. Like, I would never look at religion, like, if I'm in love with someone, like, but recently, it's like, I'm starting to feel that, well, I mean, it's no shit, like, you know, I'm a witch, we're a witch, like, hello, we are alchemists, so it's like, you better get used to it. I feel like a lot of people, you know, not even just people who are so-called religious, but people in general, they can tend to judge. Like, yeah. Yeah. That's very interesting, Aldo. That's very interesting, Aldo. Yeah. Let's back it up, clear the throat chakra. Like, personally, yeah. And I'm starting to, like, really realize that. Like, wow, people, you know, people can really get kind of judgy and judgmental, and it is a thing, you know. Maybe it's because I'm a Pisces, maybe this is my personal Neptune retro experience, you know, realizing like, wow, you know, they do judge people. Like, just because you're not going to judge them doesn't mean they're not going to judge you. Personally, like, yeah, this is something for me personally, like realizing like, but a lot of it is, you know, you could be like coming from your perspective, like, okay, I'm open minded about your situation, but then it's like, are you open minded about me? And I find it just very unfortunate, like, I don't know. Anyways. But what's very interesting is like I keep seeing the crosses everywhere. This is just like very interesting. Mm-hmm. And like the thing is, like, I feel like a lot of people don't want to admit that they're judging you. Like a lot of people that I've met, like they don't want to like admit that they do feel your taboo. You know? That's the thing. I feel. Let's clear it on the back. And then it's like, this is awkward because it's like, I don't want to judge you. And then it's like, I don't want to be in a space to judge you. Like, say, like, oh yeah, like, you're religious. It's like, so it's a weird catch-22. Like, how are we in the situation where we can have this sort of, like, free-flowing space? Yeah. And the thing is, like, it's so subtle. Like, people can have a prejudice and you don't even know it. For the longest. And this is something that I work with. Like, sometimes I think that's the thing about Pisces is, like, you tend to, you know, really see the true of, like, in your heart, you know that person is not really judging you, but and they don't even think they're judging you, but it's like there is, yeah. So I'm actually seeing it in terms of layers of energy. Like there's something that's dissonant naturally, sort of dissonant because of something that they are, you know, some it's like having two conversations at the same time, like having two mantras, two dogmas that you're reciting at the same time, like kind of like love and hate. And I don't know, Spirit wants to talk about this, but yeah, apparently, like how can you, and maybe that's something that people are going through, like maybe this is something that a lot of people are a lot of people are having an awakening to, you know, the fact that they can't, you know, how can I love someone and have prejudice, you know? I feel like there's this strange, like, you know, then that is really the conversation, yeah, of ascension, the shadow, where, yeah, let's back it up, clear the shadow. But it's just like, I don't understand why I am, like, almost everyone that I've ever known or, like, so called been with has been religious. And I'm like, it's like something is going on. Let's back it up in the third chakra. Around. So it's like, and I really tend to respect, you know, the fact that somebody can have a certain religion and stick to it, you know. But then it's like, what's all of this, like, you know, and obviously it's not that everybody's religious is prejudiced, but why do we have to have the prejudice energies? Like, I find it very unfortunate. But this is maybe my naivete as a Pisces and a Jupiter, you know, very strong Jupiterian with the moon in Sagittarius. But it's just like, part of me is like, why am I like meeting these people like constantly? And then it's like, yeah, I mean, this is obviously yeah, soul, yeah, it's a spiritual lesson. But that's my like that's my conundrum. Like, you know? Yeah. And then it's like they are like, it's like they don't accept you in a way. And you know it. And it's like, you know, like you don't accept me. Yeah. Mhm. And then it's like, but then they don't really like tell you that. Like they don't let you go as well. And they, yeah, and so it's awkward. And so I just, that's something for me. Like I keep coming into contact with people who are like not like they're mentally not, they're not allowed to hold true, how do we say, receptivity. They don't feel safe, you know, in with spirituality, honestly, because at the end of the day, yeah, well, in a way, or what is so called different, you know. In anthropology we have a word, it's like something that feels other. So, and then it's like, you know, then it's just strange because then I'm coming into contact with these people. It's like a strange misunderstanding, even. Like, how do we describe it? Like an irony, like a satire, where you're both coming together. It's like you're kind of talking about the same thing, but then there is like another conversation happening at the same time. Does this make sense? It's so super abstract. Maybe it's like very abstract, but I don't know how to describe it. Like, this is something that personally, like, just my experience. Really? Wow. Maudie, that's so cool. Yeah. Um so it's definitely a trigger. Yeah. It's like I feel like it's a trigger, but like unintentional. And then it's like, so then, bro, like if you know that you're religious, so called, and your religion says that you, but I feel like they don't even process that. It's something that's just like indirect. Like they're not actually aware that they have, and maybe this is a metaphor for other things as well. I mean, you got religion, you got age differences, you have all kinds of stuff, you know? It's like whatever that is, like whatever that voice is that's talking over, overlaying, you know, like the voiceover onto what it is that they're saying, their higher self is saying, you know, it's like awkward. It's like we have two basketballs that we're bouncing at the same time and it's one game. It's like, so it's kind of, yeah. Hmm. It must be my Pluto. My hair is stuck on my finger. It must be my Pluto as well. Um, Cause like I don't know why I'm seeing this as like something satirical or ironic. Like, okay, if I'm not religious, why is it that it's like almost like a magnet? Oh, it's making sense. Yeah. It's like because Pluto, it seeks to transmute. How do we say this? It's like I wasn't looking for this. Like I wasn't looking to like trigger you. You know, it's like I wasn't looking to, you know, be. It's like a conundrum energy. It's like I'm not here trying to like, you know, have some sort of challenge or duel here. So it's like, but then it's like you're coming together and it's like then there is, so it's very interesting, this, yeah. I feel this is most likely coming up because of Neptune retro, Pluto retro. Let's back it up. Saturn retro. How can we forget? Oh my god. Interesting. Yeah. Because, like, at the end of the day, like, I do feel judged. Like, I do. And when it comes down to it, and, like, you know, they don't say it, like, they won't admit it, but they are judging. You know? And then it's like, and then it ends up being like, hey, you know? Like, why are you then, like, messing around? Why are you even I mean, if you're gonna have a prejudice, then why even, like, entertain it? It's like the moths of the flame energy, you know? Really, we can say it like that. Like, you know, what it is that you so-called, like, avoid or detest, like, why? Something like that. But I find it kind of like a shame, you know? It's, like, kind of sad, like, because, like, I want to be friends with, like, everybody, in a sense, you know? Like, in the sense of saying, I don't ever want to discriminate because of any factor like that. And so it's very, like, annoying because then you're drawn to someone, let's say. This is where the frustration is, like, you're drawn to someone where there is, like, a peacefulness, and then there is the tension that arises. There is, how do we say, not even an actual tension though, and that's the issue, is that it's, like, indirect. It's like a challenge. But then you're not even able to really kind of, how do we say, it's something on an energetic level. So yeah, I think you're right, Monty. It's more like a catalyst, because I've noticed, like, I've come into the lives of so many people who, and I'm talking my personal life, like, who are religious. And, you know, it's just interesting because usually it ends up sort of dissipating. So it is definitely catalytic. Can be, in a sense. So, yeah. Yeah. Let's back it up. Let's clear the sacral root. Yeah, that's exactly it. If someone is uncomfortable with your freedom, that's right, Madi, right? And, like, that's what it comes down to, because, like, that's the thing, is, like, I'm not gonna give up freedom. Like, I represent freedom. And so, yeah, that's right. Then it's, like, strange, because then it's like, well, then what's the conversation about? You know? But personally, it's like, it's the part of, like, I don't go in with that perspective, let's say, of, like, this person is religious, you know? And, like, oftentimes people are like, oh, but, you know, they're religious, like, XYZ. It's like, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, so what? Then I get into this, like, relationship or this conversation or the situation or whatever you want to call it. This happen chance, this experience, and then it's like this catalytic experience, kind of like what you're saying, Monty. It's like that. And then in the end, I mean, at least recently, like, I think I've dated almost every religion. Yeah. And let's back it up, clear throat chakra. Like, I won't name names, even though I really want to talk about this. Like, I almost want to, like, just have, like, this, like, anthropological just symposium moment. But yeah, it's like, I'm seeing a pattern here. And maybe it's just my personal experiences, you know, who knows? Maybe it's just so-called, you know, nothing is coincidence, but maybe it just happens to be the soul contract, but like I've been disappointed. I've been pretty disappointed, but not just disappointed, but kind of like I've been left hanging. You know, not disappointed in the sense of like I will regret anything, never, or I'm like confused. It's more just like, huh? Like, why? Like, what? And I feel like we're getting closer to it. You know, it's a matter of the Pluto. It's a matter of the Pluto. And there is no regret because I know absolutely why it is that I make my decisions, and I will never bend to the will. Okay. And so, whoa, the flower garland that came through in another reading. Guys, which reading was it? It literally just fell. It was up there. It was hanging up there. Which reading was it? we end the shot on the spider. That literally, you guys remember where then I turned and I was like, oh, I got so scared. Let's go on the sacral and the root. Which one was it? Yeah. Let's back it up, clear to the right side of the body. Was it the Tesla reading? The Tesla Astro Chat. Oh, right. I have to go back and watch that. So, you know, by the way, these are it's the cherry blossoms from Japan. And we were just talking about Japan earlier. This is very interesting, you know, because on the Silk Road, they would ultimately translocate different influences, religious, language, cultural, which is very interesting. So it's kind of like we were talking about all these cultures and like places, and like now we're talking about religion. It's like, this is very interesting. Colonization. You know, of different influences. So, which I find so interesting. And that's the thing we were just talking about. Like, that's why I love Sicily, because Sicily is that melting pot, truly of all of the cultures. Ultimately, I mean, think about it, like you have, you know, Arab, you have again Lombardian, you got more or less everyone has conquested that land. So it's like, and maybe that's why I felt so comfortable there. Let's back it up, clear thrush over. But yeah, like personally, like I feel like there's a message in this, and the fact that like, you know, it's like also keep having these synchronicities overlapping with the cross that keeps showing up with the guides, you know, during these like and I know like I had my chart done for a starseed. It was an astro like chart reading, the astro starseed reading. It's according to the sacral root, and the lady said, she was like, yeah, you have the code of Mary Magdalene in your birth chart. And I'm like, what's that? So she said something like about that, and and again, like I'm not familiar with this, so yeah. If you guys are having insights, feel free to share. if you're familiar with Mary Magdalene, because there is something, I think, with that, yeah. Well, there is definitely, but there's something that's like kind of maybe being inspired, and and there is something religious with that, but then also spiritual. Like, hold on, wasn't Mary Magdalene? I was reading about this. Mary Magdalene was a twin flame with, was it Jesus? Interesting. I'll look into that. Rael. So the Sophia Code might speak to all those. So, what is all of that about? Because yeah, I'm not really. I never really looked into it. Really. But she said it's related to my grand water trine. So my really strong Cancer South node, my Jupiter in Leo. I think my Pluto is involved in that grand water trine, and my North node. There was a message. Oh, that, yes, I remember that reading. It was, yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. Wait, guys, you remember that reading? Hold on. The Astro Chat. It was the divine of the rise, the divine feminine. Okay. Do you remember where I was wearing like a black top, and then literally okay, so many people have said that they've had like visions and dreams of me as a nun. And if you look at that screenshot in that one still short of that one Astro Chat, the divine feminine, it looks like I have like a veil on, like as if it's like I'm a nun. It was like very interesting. I caught that right after I posted. I was like, wait a sec, like totally. And it was the outline of, did you guys, I don't know if you guys caught that. It was one of the shorts, and it was talking about something religious. Anyways, and I keep seeing the dragonfly. It's my totem animal. It's my spirit animal. I know that for sure. Let's back it up quick. Throat chakra. And the dragonfly, yeah, I've been seeing, especially during these experiences with this religious stuff. Yeah, I don't know. So, like, I've been going through my personal experiences, my personal awakenings with these such things, and, you know, and been having a lot of intense experiences. And one day, like, I was sort of meditating on it, and then all of a sudden, like, a dragonfly landed on me. And the dragonfly has long since been a spirit animal, has long since been a guide for me. I know that for certain. Has been a totem spirit. That is so weird that you just said that, Rael. Okay, Rael said check out. Okay, dragons in there too. I just got a new deck. It's a dragon deck. Oh my god. I literally just got a dragon oracle deck. And I feel so it's like Something about the dragonfly. Very interesting. Yeah. But I do think personally, like, this is my personal Pluto. It's like an elusive energy, though, you know? Like, at this point, this is just my personal talk. Assuming you guys are curious still. But, yeah, I just find it, like, kind of elusive, you know? Like a butterfly. It's like meeting, like, people who find you taboo, you know? Like, all right, you don't accept me, like, and you don't even know it, and you don't even want to admit it. It's kind of funny. And then, yeah, it's like, I guess, you know, there's something that, you know, I play a directive role with as well, and I don't even know it. And that's the funny part, because it's like the third party is the religion, and this can be a message for others as well. You know, this may be a message in terms of, like, you don't even know what that energy is. It's like you're sitting here thinking it's like a person, a place, a thing, you know. But it's like a thought. And it can be like a space of thought, you know, societal thought at that. So the question is, like, how do we let society bleed into where we live our lives personally? How do we let and allow societal conversations to run concurrent to our personal conversations? And how conscious are we of that when that is happening? How often, as well, do we allow that conversation that we have in a societal space to overlap with that which we have personally with ourselves? So what is true meditation? What is true silence? What is true reflection? What is true surrender and release to contemplate your personal mantra and truth of who you really want to become, not who you so-called are because someone tells you that that's who you are. And that is the message, I feel. You know, how do we, like, purge that noise? I mean, we can listen, and that's the beauty of life, is to listen and to learn and to observe and to be an observer, but to also be discerning at the end of the day in terms of why you choose to be who you are, to remember thereby that you make a choice to be who you are, to live as your story as well, because it's not just theory, it's practice. And at the end of the day, you are going to experience the happiness that the reflection of your truth, of your transcendence. You know, like, let's back it up, clear throat chakra, your resonance. You know, and so I think that's where, like, sometimes religion has trouble, where you believe you're doing something right. We could even say that society is a religion in a way. Like, adhering to the rules of society in a way could be religious. You know, it's like you could be a bro, a bro. You know, being a bro could be a dogma, right? We'll say. Well, you could be religiously bro-ish, you know, or bro-ishly religious. And it's like, so where is it that, you know, you sort of have the space to be open-minded, okay, to, let's say, observe and listen, but not to dismiss your peculiarities of your personal. I'm hearing heaven, and it's like, because, you know, you could be religious and do all things right, you know, we'll say, even like in terms of being human, like, oh, I'm a perfect human, but you're not happy. It's like, oh yeah, it's like, I'm in the so-called perfect, I'm in a relationship, blah blah. It's like, but then I'm not happy. It's like, you could do all those things. You could be a so-called religious individual, but then, I mean, but what is it that, you know, it's clear. I'm seeing the energy. I'm seeing it as like a heat that builds as passion. And if you think about rules in society, okay, not saying that religion is, let's say, like so-called a bad thing, but, and again, and when we're saying religion, we can say in general in society, you know, like the rules of any book, okay, anything. It's like there is a certain conformity and rigidity to that. Doesn't mean that the principles cannot be held in a space of truth, but the question is the application, right, and the perspective and the orientation, how we carry that truth forward. And it is so much a matter of interpretation, reading in between the lines. Yeah, but a lot of the way rules govern society is intimately intertwined in the space of obviously also business and what is profitable, and you know, that's a whole nother story. So, but I think that this is where the question becomes one of passion, and I think that's why I meet so many people who are religious, because personally, like, I live with passion, and I in no way ever am going to be or have been even attracted to the idea of being in a system of belief that is not one that promotes the idea of freedom and one of the idealistic state of resonance with your higher self. And so I think that the reason why I'm coming into contact with so many people who, let's say, are religious, very religious, or with holding, let's say, at times a shadow, because again, you could be religious, nothing wrong with that, but I'm talking more about those who maybe are in the shadow space where they're allowing, and again, the religion of society to govern them. Okay, the religion of broism to guide them, the religion of the period, where we're saying we are not being really real with how it is that we incorporate that ideology into our life in a way that actually is truthful and honest. Here again with our higher self. So it's kind of like, where have we begun, kind of gotten complicated? And I think that again, personally, I've come into contact with so many of these entity frequencies, I'm going to say it like that, because it's the point of where passion meets pressure. Broism. Yeah. Broism. Where passion meets pressure. You know, because conformity is about, and we can say that it is very much a Saturnian thing, a Saturnian quality. It is kind of like placing pressure upon passion to sort of conform and to create something very particular. But when you have that duplicated, then it's like, well, in a way, it's like kind of like, it's like cookie cutter, and nobody is a cookie. We're not cookies here. You know, we are the cut, but we decide how to work with that decision. And so I feel like it's like those moments where, like, maybe very early on, like, you're told who you are, and like maybe like what your so-called religion is, even if it is something like mystical unicorns. It's like anytime you are told who you are, then it's like you feel like you're then kind of already cut out, and that you cannot choose what cut you are. I'm hearing it like that. I don't know, maybe this is very out there, maybe this is very like abstract, but I'm just kind of seeing it like this. You know? So maybe it's my moon and Sag. With the melding with the moon in Scorpio right now. And then that's where, you know, then there's fear to ask why and to question. I think that's the part that is the worst. It's like, why we're not allowed to question things. It's like, that reminds me of, what is it, George Orwell? What's that book? But anyways, like, but then this is the irony, is that personally, it's not about the religion. Like, when I think of religion, when I think of these such things, I don't feel like, oh, I don't want to hang out with that person, or oh, I don't want to talk to that person. If anything, I'm like, wow, it's like I'm actually like attracted to it. I don't know, it's very interesting. So that's like my conundrum, personally. But then you add on to that like the question of romance and like attraction, so-called romance. What is romance? And then it gets real weird and real complicated. And then you add the other perspective to that, where you're with someone who's religious, and then they're also not realizing that they're resisting you, and they're resisting something about you. And again, guys, religion in terms of anything that someone has adhered to in a dogmatic sense, where they feel that they are someone very particular, because they've also been told that they are someone very particular. Like, oh, you're a bro. Like, bros are bros. I'm just using this as an example. Let's go to the right side of the body. Even if it's a culture, you know? Like, even if it's guys, like, let's think about it. Even in Italy, you could, I lived in how many different regions. There's literally, I can tell you, there is a prejudice, and there is even an inherent, God forbid, so-called racism. What is race? But I will say prejudice, even from one street to the next, from one city between another city. It's like, I mean, you can have this entity of the dogma energy present in so many different ways. So I think this religion energy that is in shadow at times, which is obvious, okay, throughout society. I mean, anything can go into shadow. Even spiritualism can, yeah. Again, it's the way that you orient it, how you perceive, but this is ultimately that of constriction, the constricting energies. And when we don't question, then we live with this constriction, and we wonder why we're not feeling creative, we're not feeling passionate. It's because we're thinking that we're someone. We're not feeling who we are, right? It's like we're thinking through the lens of society, and that's a very, obviously, that's the entity. So maybe it's like I'm constantly coming into contact with people who maybe have that entity because it may be a purging. Yeah, I don't know, guys. It's kind of interesting. I'm hearing obsidian. Let's back it up, clear it down the right side of the body. So can you guys tell me more about this, rise of Christ? So I'm not familiar with all that. I'm hearing Hinduism. But then it's strange because, I feel like part of this is, obviously my soul contract is, I am not able to see it as something, I cannot pinpoint it that it is a religion. You see what I'm saying? I've gone through the full relationship to the point where it's we're not pointing out that that's a factor. How many of you have had experience with us, out of curiosity? I'm hearing battery. Something about battery. And then it's so awkward, at the end of the day, but I'm starting to realize no, yeah, I am taboo, and I am obviously gonna be in some way there is resistance. So, but it's just good to kind of see it more clearly, you know? But maybe it helps to it's helpful to see things in terms of entities, because it is what sort of impacts perspective at the end of the day. And again, that could be absolutely anything, you know? Yeah. It could be the religion even of how someone sees you, right? It's just sort of the energy that is involved in how you're perceiving of your reality and how you create it. But yeah, I find it such a shame because you meet so many people and you're wow, it's I feel like we could be amazing, and then lo and behold, it's there is that entity in the way. And I really want to make a t-shirt. One of the t-shirts, guys, because we're gonna make them. I can't wait. Oh my god, I'm still thinking about what the best way might be to do that, what the appropriate way might be to do that. I would love to hand screen them, but can you imagine? Oh my god, I feel like I would need a full studio to do that. That's a whole schlep and a half. A whole thing. But yeah, I want to make a t-shirt that says the third party is the entity. Because it's true. So yeah, right, Mimi. Restrictions. And I personally don't do well with that. Like, listen, I got a Venus in Aries. You're not going to tell me what to do, and you're going to tell me none of that. But I'm very open-minded, and that's the thing. That's where it gets so, like, weird, because I'm, like, curious. It's, like, again, like, moth to the flamey energy. Like, you know, maybe because I am so, like, you know, I really am drawn to that. But then once I get there, I'm like, well, okay, I'm also, yeah, I'm not bending. It's like, are you? But then there is, like, again, a weird unspoken silence. So, but, you know, if you're in the situation, it may be that, you know, you come into contact with these people and then they have to go on their way and transmute the energy, but not in the relationship with you. It's not meant for you to be there, like, while they're having the realization. Let's back it up. We talked about this before, actually. So, oh my fuck, I thought that was a tarantula on the wall. Oh my god, I swear my blood ran cold right there. Whew, it scared me. I don't know what it looked like. Look. I thought that was a tarantula because it looked like it moved for a hot sec. Okay, I cannot. Oh my god. What are we saying? Yeah, so it's like we were talking about this, like, it's like you come into contact with people as a very high frequency individual, you're gonna kind of like poke them. You're gonna like inject them with like real high frequency vibes. Then you like leave, and it's really you're not there to stick around. It's like the doctor who like sees the patient, gives them, you know, the prescription. I'm here at transcription, and then it's like it's not like the doctor goes home with the patient and like feeds them the pills and like does what they need to do with them, you know, follows them to the bathroom, and then no, it's like they're on their own, you know, so. They're on their way. It's clear. They're on their way. On their own time, at their own pace, transmuting at their own, you know, on their own time, ultimately, in space. So, and that's the trouble though sometimes, because then you're like, well, it's like nostalgic and all, but know that when you're pulled away, like, spirit is kind of guiding you as an astral doctor will say, in a sense. So guys, thank you for tuning in. This was really, really lovely, and I don't want to be a bad influence and like keep everybody up so late. But yeah, maybe we touch upon some interesting topics. Maybe some of them are controversial. You know, if someone finds it offensive, oh well. We're here for truth. We're here to spread it and to illuminate. So